Welcome back to the channel. Monica Louv here at the Love Messages. So today we're going to be doing your reading from June 15th to July 15th. Now this is going to be a general reading, so it may resonate with you, it may not. If it does resonate with you, there will be a link in the description box for the extended. So Libra, in this reading, I'm going to be taking a look at past, present, and future for you. I'm going to clarify the cards and pull some advice. Okay, so Libra, your challenge from now until mid-July is the moon. And what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Cups, upright. Okay, so I think Leo was also another sign that got Ace of Cups as well too, in terms of what they don't see coming. So some of you could be dealing with a Leo, or you could have Leo very strong in your chart. Okay, so let's get into your reading and let's see what is going on. So you have the moon as your challenge here. And the moon as your challenge is talking about some sort of hidden emotions that you have going on within you. Now, this could be, it could be someone else, but because this is your challenge, I don't feel like this is someone else. I actually feel like this is you. You're bottling up some emotions here, okay? Very similar to the Sagittarius reading. Maybe you have Sagittarius in your chart. You're not really expressing something or saying how you truly feel when it comes to something, or maybe your emotions are kind of in this place where you need answers. You need to find some sort of answers about something. We're going to clarify and see. Now, in the recent past, you have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So it looks like in the recent past, there's something here about wanting to have a new beginning, deciding to have a new beginning, but then questioning whether or not you should have this new beginning. I do see, Libra, that you spent a lot of time on your own, being on your own, trying to make sense of something here. We're going to clarify and see. Now, in the present moment, you have the Justice and you have the World with the Ace of Pentacles. So something here is finally, there's something here that has ran its course. It's like, okay, it's done. It ran its course. And I do feel that this situation in the present moment is really finally coming back to balance for you. It's really coming back into formation for you. And it looks like now with the full moon happening, you have the Ace of Pentacles here. So there's something here about a new beginning, a new opportunity after an ending. And you're finally in this place where you're like, yeah, I can finally maybe do this now. And it's interesting because a few months back, maybe even almost a year ago, you were in this place where you're really trying to get there, and it's finally looking up for you where it's actually starting to happen. So there could be a new beginning that's happening after an ending, after a really long period of time. Now, in the near future, you have the Judgment, the Devil, and the King of Pentacles. There's definitely someone here in the near future that is coming in who is very solid and very stable for you. I am seeing with the Judgment here, you are going to be going through some sort of awakening and realizing something connected to this person, okay? And it is a new love that's coming into your life. It is a very strong connection that you have with this person. I do see for some of you, there is a possibility of a test that is coming up for you. And I'm just warning you now to prepare you for this test. And the reason why I'm seeing that is because a lot of you don't really know this person, okay? This new person that's in your life. The energy here in the near future is the Devil. It is a very bondage-like energy. I don't know why it's showing up. We're going to see why. Some people like the Devil, some people don't. It is showing up in the near future, but you're realizing something here maybe that you didn't really think you knew or thought about this. It's about your person here, okay? So let's get into your reading and let's see what's going on. Let's clarify the moon. So the moon is clarified by the Hierophant. You have the 7 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. So your biggest challenge here is about your feelings when it comes to this person, okay? And I feel like this person is someone here that you potentially believe, Libra, that they can really bring you happiness. This person can potentially be someone that you're deciding to get married to, but your emotions are all over the place. And that's what I was feeling. I didn't feel like it was someone else. I felt like it was you. You know, you may be feeling at one moment, you're like, yeah, this is the one, this is the person I'm supposed to be with. And then 2 twos, you're like, I don't know. Because your emotions are kind of all over. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here, you know, as your challenge. Really trying to make sense of your feelings when it comes to this person that you may end up getting married to or you may end up being with. Okay, now in the recent past, I'm really strongly getting that there's a decision here that needed to be made about whether or not you wanted to have a new beginning. Tell me more about the Ace of Wands for Libra in the recent past. So the Ace of Wands is clarified by the Page of Swords. You have the 8 of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So in the recent past, I'm really strongly getting here that, again, you were doing a lot of investigation. You may have been in this place of being isolated, being on your own, and you didn't want that anymore. So you may have decided to go out on your own, you know, check things out, see how things are going. I do feel like you met somebody here in the recent past while you were on this journey. And when I say this journey, Libra, I mean, you're in this place of being in hermit mode, okay? It's like, I need to be on my own. I need to do my own thing. And then you may have realized, you know what? Maybe I do want to have a new beginning. Maybe I do want to have a new beginning. New beginning is really important to me. So a decision here was made, okay? After you were going into your hermit mode, spending time on your own, you know, releasing the past, 6 of Cups in reverse. Tell me more about what the important message here is for Libra in the present moment. So the Justice is clarified by the 10 of Wands. You have the 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. So there's something here about you finally working through this ending that you experienced. It's like, you know, I don't know how to say this, Libra, but I find you're very different from all the other signs. You're very, and I don't feel like you're different in a bad way. That's not what I mean. I feel like you're different in the way you function, okay? Because you are the scales. So getting you back into this place of balance and being in this place of really being able to reground yourself, it takes time. And I see that here with these scales. It's like one is kind of not balanced, right? So this is about you finally getting to this place of recognizing what you need to do within yourself to bring yourself back into balance. Because in order for you to even be ready to accept this new love, and it's a new love that has a lot of potential, in order to avoid getting into this place of separation again, you need to make sure that you're balanced. Because if you're not balanced, then your relationships will not be balanced. And that's something that you're finally recognizing needs to come to an end. And that's how you're going to be able to accept and be open to this new opportunity, is what I'm seeing. Okay, tell me more about this new opportunity that's coming in the present moment for Libra. So the Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the High Priestess. You have the Knight of Wands and the Moon. So in the present moment, you know, you are, again, there's your challenge, the Moon. It's showing up in the present moment. Will this person stay? Will they go? What's going to happen? If I had a bad experience in the past, is it going to happen again? All these things are coming up to the surface, especially during the Sagittarius full moon. Okay, Sagittarius is very, very much connected to your sign. You're either a rising Sagittarius, moon Sagittarius, or you have Sagittarius somewhere in your chart. Okay, but this instability, this lack of balance, it's finally coming to an end. It's done. It's already lived its cycle, and now you're ready to kind of move on now. Okay, so in the near future, like I said, there is going to be a very solid, stable person who's coming in. Earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I'm getting a Scorpio. Capricorn is really strong here, maybe a Pisces. Tell me more about this person who's coming into Libra's life in the near future. So the King of Pentacles is clarified by the Strength. You have the Three of Wands and the Devil. So in the near future, you are going to be doing everything, or not you, I feel like this is your person actually. I feel like your person's going to be doing everything possible to be able to move forward with you. But one thing that you need to be very conscious of, Libra, and I'm going to say this to you as a warning, okay? And I'm saying this as a warning because the devil's here twice in the near future. You have the devil here and you have the devil here. There's something here about overindulging. There could be something here about your relationship with this person, you know, drugs, alcohol, all these things, some sort of obsession here. I don't know what it is. Let's clarify the devil. There's something here that you need to be aware of that you may currently not be aware of. And this, again, could be possibly why down the road you may not realize that there is a separation coming in if you and this person don't really... How do I say this? If you and this person don't really realize the toxicity within the connection in the near future and you don't find solutions, that may be an issue that crops up for you. You have the Queen of Wands here, you have the Fool, and you have the Lovers. Yeah, there's something in your relationship in the near future that comes to your attention. I do feel like it's not something that you see right away. It could be your person. I'm just going to put it out there. You may be dealing with someone here in the near future who comes across as being a little bit overindulgent in things, okay? It could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be food. And you need to make sure, because if this person is not able to get it together and be in balance like you are, it is going to affect your energy. And this is something that you've already had to put behind you, and you don't want to have to go back to that place. And that's why you have the Judgment here, because the devil is often about not having things in balance. Too much alcohol, too much drugs, too much drinking, too much intimacy. You know, life is about having a balance and not being in extremes. And this is something that you have to be careful of this person that you're dealing with, okay, in the near future. Just saying, that's why you have the Six of Swords in reverse. Because that same issue that you faced in the past could relapse and come back if you haven't learned the lesson. All right, so let's get some advice for you. Very simple reading for you, because that's all you need to know. There's a new beginning coming in for you. What is the advice? In order for you to maintain a balanced and peaceful relationship, okay? Wow, I never get 4 cards for the advice, but you know, you were lucky today and got 4 cards. 7 of Wands, 5 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the 8 of Wands. This is about you talking about a couple of things. The first thing here, 8 of Wands, by the way, is about fast movement and communication. So this is about you, okay? This is about you setting boundaries, Libra, especially during this new beginning that you're starting, because a new beginning may be fun, you know, new beginnings, right? It's like buying flowers in the store. It's like, woo, they're nice now, but you know, later they're going to dry up. So, you know, there's something here about you needing to set boundaries. You may not realize, but what Spirit is saying is you are the captain of your ship. You actually have a lot more power than you realize in your relationships, especially being a Libra, ruling the 7th house astrologically. So the 7 of Swords and the 4 of Swords is about you, in order to avoid confrontations and issues in the future, there's a need for you to recognize with the 4 of Swords that, or with this, excuse me, with the 7 of Wands, that you need to set boundaries, which is ultimately going to create this energy of not having confrontations, not having issues, which ultimately leads to healing. Because there's something here, Libra, that Spirit is telling me it took you a very long time to heal, and you don't want to have to go back to that place. So to avoid having to go back to that place, there's a need for you to really set some sort of boundaries to avoid getting into this energy of the devil, which often leads to needing to set boundaries. Okay, so this is what I have for you, Libra. I hope you got something from this reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.